So I know the lighting is pretty bad, but I did dye my hair teal and purple. Purple kind of came out like a periwinkle bluish color. I really like it, so I just kind of curled it a little bit. Didn't really do anything to the top of it. And there it is. So I hope you all saw my last video, the one I posted of me in Tennessee with all of my family. I had a really good time and kind of sad to be back home. It's bittersweet, you know. So since I had that little nostalgia trip, I figured we should talk about childhood. Things that I remember from my childhood, maybe you remember from your childhood, and we can have a little discussion and have a little nostalgia trip of our own. First and foremost, one of the things that really remind me of my childhood is the Spice Girls. I guess they weren't exactly like from my time. I was born in 1994. Because I have an older sister and an older brother, Spice Girls was pretty much our life. But I do remember the bazooka gum that had the little Spice Girls sticker in the wrapper. Does anyone else remember that? I wish I still had those because I'd like to put those on my mirror. We also had all of the Spice Girls Barbie dolls, which of course I was forced to play with every day. And for some reason they always made me be Scary Spice. And whenever we could get my brother to play, he would be Sporty because she was the more masculine one, if he wasn't playing the manager. Now for video games. Aside from The Legend of Zelda, Links to the Past, Super Mario Bros. 2 and 3, Donkey Kong Country 3, which are my favorite 4 actually, that was 4 I listed. My favorite 4 Nintendo games. There was also games like Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, Dance Dance Revolution, and as I was growing up, Kingdom Hearts. I think we all know by now that Kingdom Hearts is my favorite game ever. Have any of you ever played the game Jelly Roll? You know, when you make like a little snail shape of chalk on the sidewalk. I actually don't remember how to play. That's pretty sad. I used to play it at my grandpa's house all the time though. He had a really big backyard with like a big driveway, and we would just fill it up with Jelly Roll. And what about Skip-Its? Do you guys remember Skip-Its? You connect it to your ankle and it's basically just a ball and chain that you spin around and jump over. I remember I had a red razor. Yeah, I had a red razor and I thought it was super cool because I could like do some stupid little tricks with it that made me feel cool. And I was cool. I also thought that anything I could do on my little pink mountain bike was really cool, so. I remember every day I used to race home from school with my brother just so we could watch Zoom. Zoom and Pokemon were my life, pretty much. And who remembers the show Dinosaurs? I mean, I was really young when that came out, or when it was still on anyway. But that show was so good, and actually it's on Netflix if you want to see it. It's called Dinosaurs. It's with, they're like people in dinosaur suits, I think. Like animated, I don't know, I forgot what they are, but you need to watch it because it's really funny. I don't know about you guys, but when I was little, The Simpsons always came on at 10 o'clock and I was not allowed to watch it. My mom thought that show was so bad, like, I don't want my kids watching this show, but eventually she realized the hilarity that ensued in that show. I've watched like every single episode of that show, I want to say. But I remember that every time The Simpsons ended was time for bed, and we had to be in bed after The Simpsons or else we would get in big trouble. I remember the first time that I ever heard Blink-182 was from my sister's boyfriend in high school, and I thought it was like the coolest thing ever. Mainly because it was that one song where they swear like every single word. He actually used to bring us baby bottle pops every day. Who remembers those? They still have those. That's about all I could think of right now. I know there's so many things I could go on throughout the whole day just listing everything from my childhood that I remember. But I'd like to hear about your childhood, so leave me some comments. I don't know if they still do video responses, but if so, you could do that. And I'll check them out. Woo. Peace.